If you studied English for years but still struggle to speak properly, here's great news. I'm going to share with you the best way to really improve your conversation skills. And this is not my opinion. It's based on research from linguists and neuroscientists. You'll also understand how polyglots, people who can speak in 6 or more languages, learn languages so quickly. So let's get to it, shall we? First, let me tell you a fun story to get you thinking. Once upon a time, there was a magical genie who appeared to 3 people. The genie said, "I will grant each of you one wish. Choose wisely." The first person said, "I want $1 million. Poof! The genie made it happen. The second person thought for a moment, and then he said, "I wish for a beautiful house by the beach." Snap! The genie made that wish come true too. Now, the third person was more clever. He smiled and said, "I wish for unlimited wishes." The genie was surprised, but had to grant the wish. And just like that, the third person could have anything they wanted anytime. So what does this story have to do with learning English? Well, self-learning is like having unlimited wishes for your language skills. Now you don't have to wish for your speaking skills to get better, your reading skills to get better, your vocabulary to get better. You can learn any of those things because you've got your wish. And when you learn on your own, you're not limited by what others can teach you. You can learn as much as you want, whenever you want. It's like a magic key that unlocks endless possibilities. It's like getting that wish from the genie that will unlock your unlimited potential. So let me share something about polyglots. Polyglots, as you know, are people who speak several languages, 6 or more. They very often use self-learning as their secret weapon. They know that the key to quick language mastery is taking control of their own learning process. Many polyglots start by immersing themselves in the language. That doesn't mean they move to the country. They just expose themselves to the language they want to learn for an extended period of time. So they watch movies, listen to music, and read books in the target language. This helps them pick up natural phrases and pronunciation. They don't wait to be ready. They jump right in. Polyglots also use a technique called chunking. Instead of learning individual words, they focus on common phrases or chunks of language. So this helps them speak more naturally, and they learn very quickly. Another trick that polyglots use is to learn high-frequency words. They learn the most common 1,000 to 2,000 words in the language first. This allows them to understand and communicate basic ideas fast. Many polyglots create their own study materials. They might make flashcards with words they encounter in real-life situations. They keep a notebook of vocabulary that they need to learn. They even keep a journal on the new language, writing about what they learn each day. Very important, polyglots also aren't afraid to make mistakes. They know that speaking, even with errors, is better than not speaking at all. They look out for conversation partners or language exchange apps to practice regularly. And when they look for conversation partners, they're looking for people to speak to and speak with, not speak at. So in other words, they're not just speaking, they're having a conversation where they're listening and speaking. By using these self-learning techniques, polyglots can often reach a conversational level in any language in just a few short months. Their success shows just how powerful self-learning can be. So self-learning is very effective for learning many languages quickly. It's also the best way to master English conversation. That's only one language. You can master English conversation much faster than traditional classroom learning. So, what are the 3 big benefits of self-learning English? These are really cool. You'll want to start right away. Here's the first benefit. You learn at your own speed. When you learn English by yourself, you get to be the boss of your own learning. You don't have to worry about keeping up with the class or waiting for others to catch up. If you find something easy, you can zoom right ahead. If you find something tricky or difficult, you can take your time to really get to understand it. Imagine you're reading a book in English. With self-learning, you can read as slow or as fast as you want. You can stop to look up words you don't know or understand. You can even read the same page over and over again if you need to. That applies also to podcasts. You can replay the podcast as many times as you like until you get it. There's no pressure to finish by a certain time. Or let's say you're practicing speaking. You can repeat words as many times as you want until you feel confident. You don't have to worry about other students listening to you or a teacher moving on to the next lesson. It's all about what works best for you. This way of learning helps you feel more relaxed. And when you're relaxed, your brain can really soak up the new information much better. It's like watering a plant. Give it the right amount of water at the right time, and it will grow strong and healthy. Here's the second benefit. You can choose what you want to learn. Self-learning English is like being at a huge buffet of knowledge, but you get to pick exactly what you want to put on your plate. Do you love movies? You can learn English just by watching films. Are you into cooking? Learn English through recipes and cooking shows. The choices are endless. When you choose what you want to learn, it becomes much more fun. And when learning is fun, you're more likely to stick with it. You'll find yourself looking forward to your English practice time instead of dreading it. Plus, when you learn things that interest you, you're much more likely to remember them. Your brain makes strong connections when you care about what you're learning. So if you learn English through your favorite hobby, those words and phrases will stick in your mind much better. For example, if you're a sports fan, you could learn English by reading the sports news or watching game highlights. You'll pick up words like score, team, and champion without even trying hard. Before you know it, you'll be able to talk about sports in English like a pro. Now, benefit number 3 is you build confidence and independence. When you learn English on your own, you become your own teacher. Now I know that sounds a bit scary at first, but it's actually super empowering. You learn to figure out things for yourself, which builds your confidence. Every time you solve a problem or understand something new without help, you'll feel proud of yourself. This feeling of accomplishment will make you want to learn even more. It's like a snowball effect. The more you learn, the more confident you become, and the more you want to keep learning. Being independent in your learning also prepares you for real-life situations. So when you travel to an English-speaking country or use English at work, you won't always need the teacher to help you. But because you're practicing figuring out things on your own, you'll be able to tackle any language challenge that comes your way. For instance, imagine you're watching a TV show in English and you hear a word you don't know. Instead of asking someone what it means, you pause the show and look it up for yourself. You feel great when you understand it, and now you've really learned a new word. This kind of independence will help you in all areas of your life, not just learning English. Now, before I share the 3-step formula on how to do self-learning properly, get a copy of my free report, The 5 Biggest Mistakes in English Conversation. Now that we've talked about the awesome benefits of self-learning English, let's get into how you can actually do it. Here's a simple 3-step formula that will help you get started on your self-learning journey. Step number 1, set clear goals. The first step in self-learning English is to know what you want to achieve. Do you want to be able to watch movies without subtitles? Or maybe you want to write emails at work. Whatever it is, write it down. Make your goals specific and realistic. Instead of saying, I want to be fluent in English, try something like, I want to be able to have a 5-minute conversation about my hobbies without pausing. This makes your goal much clearer and easier to work towards. And give yourself a timeline. You could say, I want to learn 50 new words about food in the next month. Having a deadline will help you stay motivated and track your progress. Remember, it's okay to start small. You can always set new goals once you reach the first ones. The important thing is to have a clear direction for your learning. Here's step number 2. Find your resources. Now that you know what you want to learn, it's time to find the right tools to help you. The good news here is there's tons of free resources out there for learning English. In fact, that's the problem. There's too much stuff available, so you don't know what to study. But you need to make some choices. Now that you know what you want to study, figure out what you want to study and look for that. Also, you can use apps like Duolingo or Memrise for daily practice. These apps can definitely make learning feel more like a game, which can really be fun. YouTube is also a great resource, but let me ask you a favor. Do yourself a favor. When you're watching YouTube videos, watch the entire video. A lot of you I know just watch the first 20% or 30% and you're off to the next video. You're missing the point. You don't get all the information that you need. Try to improve your focus. Focus until the very end of a video. You can find videos on almost any topic in English, from grammar lessons to cooking tutorials. And don't forget about books and podcasts too. You can easily find English books at your local library or online. Podcasts are great for listening practice, especially when you're doing other things like cleaning or exercising. It's important to do listening to podcasts and reading books because the more input you put in, the better your output will be. That's how your speaking will improve, by improving your vocabulary and your pronunciation by listening to podcasts and reading books. Now on to a bit more about resources. The key to find resources that match your interests and your learning style. If you're a visual learner, look for videos and picture books. If you learn best by listening, focus on podcasts and audio lessons and audio books. And remember, you don't have to stick to one resource. Mix it up. Mix it all up. Mix it up to keep things more interesting. You could use an app in the morning, watch a YouTube video at lunch, and then read a book before going to bed. Before I go to step 3, I realized for many people who want to do self-study, finding the right materials can be time-consuming. So I'm developing new materials designed for self-learning. You can benefit from my years of English teaching experience and extensive research on how to effectively learn to become a fluent English speaker. Put a comment, interested, in the comments below if you want to be updated when the materials become available. Here's step number 3. Create a routine and stick to it. The last step is to make English learning a regular habit of your day. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference if you do it consistently. It's much more effective than taking 2 classes a week of 2 hours. 15 minutes a day consistently will produce great results. Pick a time that works for you. Maybe it's right after breakfast or during your lunch break. Whatever time you choose, try to stick to it every day. This will really help you make English learning a daily habit. You can also try to include English in your everyday activities. Listen to English music while you're getting ready in the morning. Change your phone's language settings to English. Put sticky notes with English words on objects all around your house. Don't forget to track your progress. Keep a journal of new words that you've learned, or make a note each time you understand something in English that you couldn't before. Seeing how far you've come will keep you motivated to keep going. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. There will be days when you feel it's hard, and that's okay. Just keep showing up and doing a little bit every day. Before you know it, you'll be amazed at how much English you've actually learned. So there you have it, folks. The 3 amazing benefits of self-learning English and a simple 3-step formula to get you started. Remember, just like the clever person in our story who wished for unlimited wishes, you now have the power to unlock endless possibilities with self-learning English. But it's up to you to do it. You can learn at your own speed, choose what you want to learn, and build confidence along the way. By setting clear goals, finding the right resources, and creating a consistent routine, you'll be well on your way to English fluency. So, why wait? Start your self-learning journey today, and you can make your wish to become truly fluent into a real thing. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who wants to really improve their conversation skills. It's Herbert Lee wishing you all the best in your English learning journey.